Alright, guys, welcome back to even more DOA 6. It's been actually insane. The influx of news that we've gotten in the last few days has just been ridiculous. It just hasn't stopped coming. I'm sorry that I didn't get to this a little bit sooner, but I kind of was waiting until everything just kind of died down and we got like a pretty good we got a pretty roundabout of the information that we had so far. So I think for now things will calm down a little bit with information on this game, at least until like Evo and all that stuff. So yeah, this time is going to be a little bit different. Last two videos that I made, it was more about just analyzing, breaking down just the general changes and big mechanics that they were introducing to the game, just general stuff. But today we're going to talk about a specific character, you know. Just going to look and analyze at the new things that kind of catch my eye, and of course it's going to be about basically the star of this channel, you know, my main man, Jann Lee. So in the past few days we got a few gameplay videos where you get to see like some quick fights, and there are definitely some stuff there. There's definitely a lot of stuff there that it's pretty interesting. So yeah, we're gonna jump right into it. So this first one is actually an extended version of a gameplay showcase that we had gotten, like I think like a few days ago on E3, on the PlayStation side of things, and this is just an extended version of it. Like we get to see more of a previous like a previous showcase that we have gotten. So right off the bat, before this you get to see a little bit of the main menu and stuff like that. There's some interesting stuff there, but right here you get to see when you go to what I believe is like player versus player, like versus match, it gives you some pretty interesting options. Now the one that jumps right away at you is the last one. So there's an option for holds, and again this is also talking about revealing what something that we talked about. I think it was either both previous breakdowns that I made or the first one, and when we were looking at some early screenshots for the game, and it was something pretty interesting, something pretty curious about the UI. And they're the game basically stipulating a 4-way hold rule set basically below the timer. And you know, we were just wondering like what the hell that meant, and this is basically confirmation. So right now it seems that the game is going to have some sort of option to change the point hold system, and that's gonna be big, because to me, hopefully, I mean, this is only a 2-way option, meaning only 4-way and 3-way hold, or 3-point and 4-point hold. 3-point hold is basically old ass DOA. I think that was like DOA 1, DOA 2, where basically you could hold mid punches and mid kicks with the same hold. Basically you held highs, mids, and lows. That was it. There was no distinction between kicks and punches. Much later that was introduced, and of course the 4-point hold system was introduced there. So that is pretty big. I can't imagine them going below that or even beyond that. That'd be insane. But yeah, so that's a pretty big one. It's left to see if this will be available outside of other modes. I think they might make it available in online like lobbies and stuff, which is gonna suck, because I ain't playing somewhat with 3-point hold. Fuck that. But yeah, so it's interesting, still interesting to see. We'll see how they kind of like balance it out and stuff like that. So beyond that, you get their first look at the character select screen. I freaking love this character select screen. It's so stylized. You get like the little like I like how, you know, to make room for the remaining characters that are yet to be seen, they have like these cards, like these posters, player cards, where they show like various information of the characters, and they're color coded. You see like the stupid like super not even accurate stats below the characters, and then they load in like the character model. It's just really cool looking, like an evolution of the one that we had in DOA 5. So I really like it, like the colors and everything. Then you get to see a little bit about the stage select, and I quite like it. This is it, I mean, off the top of my head, it really reminds me of it. This is very similar for those that played the game, or I'm probably just gonna sound like an idiot right now, but this really reminds me of the stage select screen in King of Fighters Maximum Impact 2 specifically. It's almost the exact same thing, which I found pretty funny. This may be subject to change, of course. I kind of want them to, like, you get the image still of the stage, and then it goes into like a little presentation video or something. That would be pretty cool. You get to see the names of the stages, the current 2 stages that we have confirmed: DOA Coliseum and Throwdown. Pretty cool stuff. So yeah, presentation wise, DUI, I freaking love it. I think it looks great. But now we're actually going to get into the gameplay, and this is where things get a little nuts. So we cut forward a little forward here, since there's a little bit of a presentation part of it going on. But immediately we just get right into the match, and right off the bat, like, the big one drops, and it's like, what the hell is that new move, dude? Like, I freaked out just as much as you are right now. But yeah, so already confirmation of new move for Jann Lee, new string of an existing string, which will more than likely be KK6K, standing KK6K. So yeah, that's pretty big. I mean, that they might have made that on purpose. Like, they might have cut it off before, so you didn't get to see that, but now you get to see it clearly there. So that's insanely, that is a game changer in my opinion, and for various things that I'm about to go into. So right away, and this is something that we'll talk about later as well. The speed on standing K to me looks faster. Like, to me, that move looks like it comes out faster. Now that is already a 12 frame move, so they could shave off a frame to make it like Lei Feng's standing K, which would make it 11. But again, that would be crazy, because you would give Jann Lee 2 standing 11 frame pokes at close distance, so that'd be insane. But yeah, now you can do that string, and I'm already thinking of so many applications. But right off the bat, like, you look at that small combo right there, he basically got a counter hit like 6 PP at the start of the round. Very common situation. Quick launch into the new string, and that did pretty good damage, dude. Like, for a quick launch, that was like, yeah, that was like almost 30%, like 25% basically. So that's insanely good. Like, before, the standard of mid weights, like, you wouldn't be able to get more than like a P2 PK on a mid weight. So that immediately improves Jann Lee's quick launch game, which I think will be pretty huge in this game. Like, that will be part of the meta. So that's really good. And then the second one is more of a technical thing. Those keen-eyed Jann Lee players that have a little bit of technical proficiency with the character would be able to notice that when Jann Lee did that attack, of course it's another variation that ends in a 66K. Now when you do 66K in every other variation that's not out of Dragon Stance, you know that you have a little recovery, where like he's basically, like, Jann Lee's basically forced to go back to the neutral. Now as you see right there, that is basically non-existent with that move. And again, that's crazy, because you see that he chases right there after him. He has like all the time in the world to like do whatever, you know, just chase him off, do like a 4-stack or whatever. So that is great. That is freaking awesome. And again, that's another buff to his quick launch game, because now you're getting good damage. You're not losing out on pressure. You're getting good wall carry. It's just an insanely good addition to him. From the other gameplay showcases that I've seen, it looks like his other 6K variations don't have that property, which again makes the move very unique. But yeah, that is huge, dude. And at the wall, it's going to be ridiculous too, because if you have someone stunned, they'll basically have to think like, oh, I either get wall splatted by 6K or I get launched by the triple high. So shit, dude, that is huge. That is a really awesome change. And again, if they did increase or reduce the start frames on standing K, like that's even better. Like you'll be able to combo into that so much easier. So yeah, really awesome for them to do that. We've left to see if he even has any new moves, but yeah, so far that is crazy, man. So that's it for the new move. I mean, that's still great to see. But now he goes into 3K 4KP. Not much has changed there from what I see there. Looks the same really. He gets held, gets a little bit of meter, and here we basically get confirmation that yes, in the trailer that was basically Jann Lee's new Fatal Rush. The animation is really cool. I like how it goes into like a unique jab string animation, and yeah, but there's something pretty interesting here too actually. Now this is something that I also talked about in one of my previous breakdown videos, and specifically it was told to us that the new mechanic for the Fatal Rushes was actually meant, and I think the game itself actually tells you that it consists of 4 hits. So Fatal Rushes are basically easy combos that are composed of 4 hits. Now you see right there that again Jann Lee goes into his jab string, and sure, between that there are another 3 hits, but that already bumps up the combo count to a 6-hit combo. So that's already breaking the rules of how that's supposed to work. Now my question is that entire jab string just considered 1 hit, or what's the deal there? Because that really caught my attention. Some characters might have something similar, where their Fatal Rushes may have more hits in them, but that might make them like easier to break if you can't free cancel those. So I found that pretty interesting. But yeah, moving forward, he gets stunned a little bit there. Quick launch for Hayabusa, normal stuff that we've already seen. And here we get to see that 3P plus K is back. So that's pretty good. You know, it still has that instant high crush. It's left to see if it's still as unsafe as it was in 5. It was like guard break that was like -17. It was the dumbest shit ever. So hopefully they change that. Like, I don't care if it's not a guard break anymore, it's just don't make it that unsafe, man. Or hell, make it safe. Hopefully, I doubt it, but yeah. But the big one here is that look at that fucking damage. Like again, that was almost the same damage that he did with the quick launch combo at the beginning of the round. Like that is insane, dude. If you go back to in the gameplay, you can see that was on close hit and counter hit. You can clearly see the Hayabusa was doing his jab string and crushes it. Now again, as we talked before, we talked about it in one of our previous breakdowns, close hit damage is getting buffed. Close hits are going to be a pretty big thing in this game, I think. And again, that shows it because yeah, like you get a single read on like a high or something with Jann Lee and maybe other characters, and boom, that's like almost 25% gone. So that's insane. Like that's crazy. And then meter build, and yo, like I don't really know how to feel about that yet. I feel that again, if it is as unsafe as it was in DOA 5, that might be a little, you know, it might be a fair trade, but we'll see. Here I think it's yeah, so that a pretty interesting exchange there. Jann Lee gets countered by the break hold, which is the new mechanic that makes it so that you switch places with the opponent, that they get a little bit of damage and supposedly frame advantage. You know, that's what the footage kind of gives you. But then Jann Lee having the meter just basically counters that with his break blow. Now the break blow, again, new mechanic introduced. It's basically an armor move, but it's been confirmed that it's actually not armored, just like it's basically like a Zabaki that other characters have in DOA, where you just basically repel off all attacks. You don't actually receive damage, so that's pretty good. And again, it's a pretty good like look into the future of the meta, where like, yeah, you just countered me, but I still have meter, so I can do that right back to you, or like just do my break blow, and yeah, it gets crazy. You see right there the meme punch where you just deck people in the face. Really cool effect though. Like, I like how the opponent just rolls off into the ground. It's really cool looking. That's it for the round and this particular match. Now that win post for Jann Lee is pretty cool, but it definitely needs a little work. Itself, the motion and the animation is pretty cool, but it ends a little bit awkwardly. Like, the pose is just not, it's weird looking, and then the expression on his face is just really awkward. So yeah, hopefully they work on that, but still pretty cool that we get a new win post. That's not actually a new win post too, actually. It's a returning win post from DOA 2. So that's really cool. But that's basically it for the showcase of Jann Lee's gameplay. In particular, there is more gameplay after this, but again, it's for other characters. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I just want to break down everything that's related to Jann Lee in this video. I will leave links in the description if you guys want to check out the full gameplay and see other characters. But yeah, for now we're just gonna look at the stuff that Jann Lee does. So now we're gonna look at gameplay. A gameplay video recorded on set. Basically, I like a boot or whatever. So this is again not my footage. This was uploaded by VGN, which I would assume, from what I've seen, is an Italian gaming news channel. So again, if you guys know Italian, you want to check them out, I'll also leave the link for the video there. You can see an extended look at the gameplay too. Now this is largely just, again, it's just a couple like casual matches, but I'm basically going to highlight the things that caught my eye the most. You get to see the new string, you get to see some other moves as well, largely stuff that he already has. New costumes, like new colors for the costumes and stuff like that. So yeah, you get to see the new string there at the very beginning. Just some basic gameplay. But yeah, so the first thing that we're gonna be looking at here is basically the Dragon Gunner. Now, just from this footage, again, it's very hard to tell. It might just be like the frame rate of the monitor or whatever it is that they're playing on, but to me that looks faster. Like, to me that looks like the gunner like might actually be a little bit faster in this game. In DOA 5 right now it's a 23 frame offensive hold, which is ridiculous. that's the slowest type of offensive hold that you have in the game. That they might have made it just like 20 from what it looks like. Again, I'm very unsure about that, but it definitely, to me, it looks faster. So that's pretty huge. Again, anything that frame wise that's reduced about the Dragon Gunner is huge. So yeah, it's left to see if that is actually a thing. And yeah, right after that you get to see that, as I expected, Jann Lee's new side attack, basically the new sidestep mechanic in this game, is just basically his old sidestep punch from DOA 3 and DOA 4, which is pretty good. Again, it's left to see specifically how the physics work on those side attacks. There's been various information, various things being said about how they work, but again, nothing's set in stone yet, so I'll save judgment for that until we got more information, more solid information. But yeah, so that's pretty cool to see a returning move in the form of that new mechanic. And then right after that, you get to see like what I was talking about before, You don't see it more clearly in this footage, but again, it's more proof in my opinion. And again, to me, standing cave just looks way faster. Like, again, a single frame off is already pretty huge, but yeah, the difference to me is just there. Like, I just see it coming out faster. So again, those are the very few things that kind of popped off to me from this gameplay. Jann Lee is looking pretty crazy in this game, just off of that single string. We've yet to see, like, again, like frame changes on his moves, property changes. There's just a lot of stuff, but right now, from what we see that is new, nothing seems to be changed for the negative of the character, which makes me really happy. So yeah, again, I'm gonna leave the links for the full gameplay videos in the description, so if you guys want to check those out. That's all we got for now. Like I said, information of DOA might like calm down a little bit right now until we get to like Evo and stuff like that. So yeah, this might be the last video in a while. Maybe not, I'll talk about other stuff as well. But yeah, again, I'm loving the way DOA 6 is looking right now. Can't wait to see more about it, and of course more about the characters and stuff like that. But yeah, so I think that's gonna do it for this time, guys. Again, if you guys got any questions or you see anything else that I didn't notice in the gameplay, let me know in the comments. And yeah, that's gonna do it for this time. Thanks as always, all of you, for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.